Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we are back to chapter 5, the second part of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the Bhakti Jnana course. So we have reached verse 17. Yeah, so yesterday we looked at lesson 20. So we have to really think whatever we need, if we really need them, and not to just go by our desires. We have to control these desires. We have to get detached from these, whatever there is in this world, but continue doing our activities, our duties, without being attached to the fruity results. So then we may advance in spiritual life. So text 17. Rian, would you like to read the Sanskrit?
The translation?
No, the Sanskrit. You read the Sanskrit. Sitaram Prabhu, you read the English?
It's okay, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. One.
Text 17. Tad buddhayas tad atmanas tanishtas tad parayana gacchante apunaravrtam jnana nirtuta kalmasha.
When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgiving through complete knowledge and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation.
Text 18. Vidya vinay sampanne brahmane gavi hastane suni chaiva swapakecha pandita samadarshana. Translation. The humble searches by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision, a learned and gentle brahmana echo and
Continue, Rian.
Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Text 19. Ihaivatir jita sargo yesham samyestitam mana nirdosham he samam brahma tasma brahmani te stita.
Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman.
Text 20. Na praharshet priyam prapya no dvijay prapya cha priyam stira bhattera sammoda brahma ved brahmani stita.
A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is bewildered, and who knows the science of God is already situated in transcendence.
Text 21. Bahya sparshiv asaktatma vindati atmani yat sukham sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute.
Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme.
Text 22. ये हि संस्पर्शस्या भोगा दुःखयोनय एव ते आर्यन अन्तवन्त कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधा.
An intelligent person does not take part in the source of miseries. Why? Which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise does not delight in them.
Text 23. Saknoti हैव यप्सूडं प्राक्शरीरा विमोक्षणात् कामक्रोधो भवं वेगं सयुक्ता सा सुखी नरा.
Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world.
Text 24. Yontasukon antaramas tatantar jyotirevaya sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto digacchate.
One whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme.
Text 25. Lavante brahma nirvanam rashyakshina kalmasa chinna dvaidayatatmana sarvabhuta hiterata.
Those who are beyond the dualities that arise from doubts, whose mind engage within, who are always busy working for the welfare of all living beings, and who are free from all sins, achieve liberation in the Supreme.
Text 26. Kama krodha vimuktanam yatinam yatashetasa avito brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmanam.
Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future.
Text 27 to 28. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyam chikshus chaivan tare bhruvo pranapano samau kritva nashabhayantarach chirino yatindriyamano gurte munir moksha parayana vigattecha vaya kroda yasada mukta eva sa.
Shutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence. The transcendentalist aiming at liberation becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated.
Thank you. The summary of verses 17 to 28. The advanced spiritualist is able to see that the spiritual soul is present in all varieties of life, be it plant, animal, or human. Therefore, utmost respect is given to every living being. Each living entity is of the same spiritual quality, and different bodies with different qualities are produced according to one's past actions, desires of the soul, and its consciousness. Thus, the spiritualist is not only free from racism, nationalism, ageism, sexism, but also speciesism.
Mhm.
So, lesson 21. If you have prejudice against anybody due to the color of their skin, then it should be understood that you are in gross ignorance. However, we have the opportunity to correct ourselves by remembering Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, verse 18.
Mhm.
So a humble sage sees everyone equal. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmani Gavihastini Shunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned, a gentle Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, outcast. So, as we have seen, Vyansh maybe knowing this verse by heart, and even the translation, so he was quick while reading this one.
Mhm. Mm.
Yeah. So, a very important verse so that we can really um, become this uh, get this humility and of seeing everyone as equal, because all living entities has a soul within. So very nice picture where you have the super soul, the soul inside, seeing even the dog here, the elephant. So very nice thing that we have to become like this. We have a body due to one's past actions, the karma, or our desires or the consciousness, but getting free from all these is very important so that we can advance in spiritual life.
Mm.
Yeah. Any comments, Prabhu?
No, that's good. Thank you. You covered it nicely then. Do you right? That's good. Very good.
Okay, so one last verse of this chapter.
Mhm.
Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam shantim rikchati. Translation. The person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. This is the end of chapter 5, Karma Vairagya Yoga. So, summary of this verse guides us to live peacefully even during our stay in this world. We come into this world with nothing and we leave with nothing. In the interim, our claims to proprietorship and attachments to various objects create fear, insecurity, and conflict. Change is a constant theme in this world. Our relationships are changing. The environment is changing. Our possessions are changing. And our desires are also changing. To the extent that we develop a sense of detachment, understanding the Supreme Lord to be the proprietor and ourselves as simply caretakers, to that extent we can experience a sense of peace within. So, lesson 22. When we feel stressed about a particular situation and thus not at peace with ourselves, try to analyze the reason for the stress. In this sense of detachment, understanding our caretaker position in this world help us to reduce the stress of the situation. This is very important. We go through so many stress from birth till death, but trying to get detached from whatever situation you're and trying to understand that you're only a caretaker in this world and the Lord is doing everything. So this helps to reduce the stress of the situation. So not um, not being attached also to whatever there is in the work environment also help us to really reduce the stress, whatever is in our mind, everything. So we can experience a sense of peace by being detached and really stressless. So
Mhm.
yes. Any comment, Prabhu?
No, that's good. Only thing I would say, when a particular stressful situation comes, if we can somehow get into the mood of saying, "Thank you, my dear Lord," find that because ultimately everything is sanctioned by the Lord, and He won't do anything which is against us. So we can understand that even any negative situation that comes towards us is for our benefit, for the benefit of the soul, maybe not the body, but the soul. So we just thank the Lord. Thank you, my Lord. As soon as you thank somebody, even the stressful situation doesn't seem so bad. So that's an interesting way to reduce the stresses in our life. And understanding this verse helps a lot. There's 3 elements to it, which the Lord is beneficiary of everything, and He's our well-wisher. So understanding that gives us that assurance that nothing can happen to us which is not good for us, because the Lord is in charge. Thank you. Anybody? Yes, go on.
Nothing is permanent. Yeah, nothing is permanent. There is always change. So whatever stress there is today, tomorrow it may not exist. So we should not dwell in this stressful situation. Get detached and try to really absorb our mind in our devotional service.
Very true. Very true. Thank you. Okay, so carry on. Yeah.
Peace formula.
Mm.
So in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, verse 66, one who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace?
Mm.
A very interesting point. Chapter 2, verse 70. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always safe, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desire. So very important again, you have to control desires. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 39, a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. So transcendental knowledge helps us to really attain this peace.
Mm.
Chapter 5, verse 12, the steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace because he offers the results of all activities to me. Whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, who is greedy for the fruits of his labor, becomes untangible. So offering the fruit of activities to the Lord, again another important way of attaining peace. Bhagavad Gita chapter 5 verse 29. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerity, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So again, the spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge, helps one to attain peace. Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, verse 42. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmanas work. So we should always strive to attain these qualities, to just really develop these qualities. Then really we can understand the Lord and carry on our devotional service. Bhagavad Gita chapter 18, verse 62. O Sayan of Bharat, surrender unto him utterly. By his grace you will attain transcendental peace and the supreme and eternal abode. So these are the words by the Lord. Just have to follow them. And we will be really in peace with ourselves. Yeah? Any comment?
No, that's good. Thank you. Yeah, Krishna likes for us to have a peaceful life, so he explains it a few times how to do it. Mm.
Okay, any comments? We can stop here for today.
Mhm. Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki
Ki
jai,
jai.
chapter 5 ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.